5, Deputy Party Leader Hugo Pat finds himself in the middle of the UDP's political tug-of-war, with his constituents divided over who the real leader of the struggling party is. Meanwhile, a mother of 4 has been acquitted of murder because the DNA evidence just didn't hold up. In other news, a Belizean-American firefighter is finally out of prison nearly 2 months after a stabbing incident on the entertainment strip. And to kick off November, the National Garifuna Council is celebrating with a lively motorcade. These stories and more are coming up in 1 minute.
Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
Every journey begins with a choice. The choice to be safe or to risk it all. But riding without a helmet doubles the risk of head injury. Wearing a helmet acts like a shield, protecting your head and your future. Helmets reduce the risk of head injury by 69%. Wearing a motorcycle helmet can help reduce the risk of death by 1/3 in a collision. Everyone deserves protection at every age. Protect yourself, protect your family. Wear a helmet every time. It can save your life. This message is from the Second Road Safety Project.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Friday, November 1st. I am Sabrina Daly. The battle for recognition as the true leader of the United Democratic Party, UDP, between leader of the opposition and Mesopotamia area representative Moses Shine Barrow and Albert area representative Tracy Tager Panton continues to intensify. Earlier this week, Panton made a bold move by taking over the party headquarters on Youth for the Future Drive in Belize City, asserting her control over the compound and party organs. In response, Barrow has enlisted the legal expertise of Jamaican attorney Dr. Christopher Malcolm to strengthen his position. Meanwhile, the UDP's first deputy leader, Hugo Pat, remains a key figure amidst the factional dispute. News 5's Marian Ali traveled to the Corozal North constituency, where Pat serves, to ask him if he feels caught in the middle of this UDP tug-of-war. We also spoke with several residents of the constituency to gather their perspective on the ongoing conflict. Here's that report.
Moses Shine Barrow and Tracy Tager Panton may have their differences, but they share one commonality. Both have named Corozal North area representative Hugo Pat as their first deputy party leader on their executive slates. Today we visited Pat to ask if he feels caught in the middle of this political tug-of-war.
I've spoken to both sides and I told him that my position is presently is that I will respect the process that transpired last year in August, if I'm not mistaken, where you had the National Party Convention basically taking a decision and where an executive was endorsed. And so my position is to respect the process. If in the case of Tracy and Shine, we were to look at the situation, if Tracy had been in the position that Shine is right now, I would have supported her. If Patrick would have been there, I would have supported him. If anybody else was there, I would have supported that person to maintain, in order for the United Democratic Party to have certainty.
Pat expressed his desire for both factions to reconcile their differences. Despite Panton securing the majority of UDP delegates at the convention 2 Sundays ago, Pat emphasized that he would have preferred to see both sides come together and mend fences.
I'm aware that there was a substantial number of delegates in the activity that Honorable Panton did. I cannot personally underestimate that. I had advised Ms. Panton, look, wait it out. It's just a few months, in my opinion, that's left before we have a general elections. Let us work together. Let us focus each on our individual constituencies so that we can put a decent fighting whenever we have the general elections. And I spoke to Honorable Barrow as well. I told him, look, we have to sit down together and talk to everybody. We will have differences, but let us agree to leave our differences aside, and for the sake of our oath to our people, let us make sure that we do the right thing. But that's as far as I can go.
But who do the constituents in Corozal North believe is their true party leader? We got mixed responses.
I go with whosoever is the leader. I'm not taking no sides.
Okay, but both of them are claiming they are the leader.
Yeah, well, honest on my side, as a UDP, I do not agree in the fight they're having at the moment. And that was one of the reasons I was not present. In fact, I was never called for the convention, so-called convention they had. I was not called as a delegate. They never consult me or called me or anything, so I was not present at the moment.
You said so-called convention. My thinking is that you're supporting Mr. Barrow.
No, I'm not supporting anyone.
I'm not taking part for none of them, not either Tracy nor Mr. Barrow, because I think both of them are great, can be great leaders, but I think it's not the time for this at this moment.
I am a UDP supporter. I am a Ugo Pat supporter. I as a leader of the village, the best we want is make this problem stop. It's for the betterment of our party. Well, I can take part with Mr. Shine or Ms. Tracy. Everybody have their own opinion, but we only want this problem to end.
So if I were to ask you, who do you think is the real leader of the UDP, who would you say?
Well, on the last convention, I vote for Shine Barrow.
Hugo Pat felt the need to say sorry to UDP supporters for the ongoing feud that's been tearing the party apart and weakening its stance as the opposition.
I want to tell this to the Belizean people, and particularly to the thousands of the United Democratic Party supporters that we have across this country, that I must apologize on behalf of everybody for what's happening. Certainly myself, I feel very disheartened at what has been transpiring for quite some time now, to the point that we have been segregated, and I don't think that it is fair or I think it is a disservice to all of our thousands of supporters that, we are going through this. Many Belizeans, many of our supporters, the country is depending on a strong opposition.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
We headed to Corozal town to get the community's take on the UDP leadership rift. The three people we spoke with had mixed feelings. Overall, folks think the party needs to get its act together and gear up for the general elections, which might be called early in 2025. Two of them backed Panton as the new leader, but one person felt she was just after the title for the power it brings. Here's what they had to say about the UDP's internal squabble over leadership.
Miss Tracy Panton, she should take over the UDP now and be the leader of the UDP, because when it comes to Mr. Shine Barrow, he has a history, you understand me, and then he want to come and manipulate the people. You can't come and do that, sir. You got to give someone else a chance. You got to give Miss Tracy Panton a chance, you understand me, to be the leader of the opposition, because I'm not involved in politics. That's the opposition. Right now I'm working with the government of Belize, the PUP, all the way, but what I'm saying, we need a voice. We need a voice from the other side, you understand me? And right now the UDP is silent. So what I'm saying now, give Miss Tracy Panton a chance.
What do you think about what's going on between them? Who do you think is the rightful leader?
Maybe Shine.
Why?
Because the people don't elect him in an election.
Okay, so what about the convention that Honorable Panton held 2 Sundays ago. Do you feel that was not legitimate?
I think that no.
Why?
Because the man don't elect.
All right. And then the people who say they have a problem with his leadership style, who called for the convention to elect a new leader, you don't feel they have grounds for that concern?
Maybe they want power.
So who do you say is the real leader?
Tracy,
Why?
because woman we are more in power, that we can lead more than man.
Do you think Tracy Panton should lead the UDP in the next elections?
Yes.
On our Facebook page, we asked our followers who they think is the true leader of the United Democratic Party. Up to news time, the poll has gotten a total of 1,540 votes, with a whopping 79% or 1,206 votes backing Tracy Panton, who says she's the interim leader after a recall vote against Moses Shine-Barrow at a recent convention. Meanwhile, 21%, the equivalent of 334 votes, stood by Barrow, who insists he's still the leader. The poll also sparked 32 comments, 11 shares, and 124 reactions. Just a heads up, this Facebook poll isn't scientific and only reflects the views of those who took part. Coming up, a mother walks away from murder charge 5 years later.
I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "But I keep unto my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway." I remember hearing Vance Havner, when he was 91 years of age, preach on the subject of getting home before dark. He told of how, as a boy living in the country, that on Saturday after completing all of his chores, he would often go to town. As he was leaving, his father would always say, "Son, make sure you get home before dark." In those days, it was not always safe to travel after dark. He related that now, as he was getting older, that his constant prayer was, "Lord, help me to get home before dark. Help me to get home before in my older years I do something foolishly that will cancel out all the good I have done." The Apostle Paul sought to live a life of discipline and self-control, lest he become a castaway and disqualified for service. May God help us to follow his example in getting home before dark. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
I want to know.
Family meetings about your energy consumption don't have to be scary. Small changes done every day can make a big difference.
And whatever we save, we could spend it on something fun.
Like ice cream. And video game.
Or even a family trip to the Keys.
Talk to your family about energy management today. Do a little, conserve a lot. Need help? The BEL 24/7 app has tools to get you on the right track. Download today and let's talk energy management.
Well, sir, I really go through some stress with my barber. This man here, they push my hairline way back to the 90s. Sure. People, they call me BB Buck Farid now.
So I got a problem, right? I just do this photo shoot, and I want the best photo shoot. But somebody don't want me to post it up. I just tired of this, man.
I don't want to tell her to catch me on my way. I stopped at the shop and tell the lady I want $5 tacos. You could imagine when you give me? No. Paper.
What is your problem?
Honestly, life good for me over here. I just upgraded to the Digi1 Elite. I have unlimited postpaid plans, Digi TV, free home phone, and the fastest home internet.
I go and upgrade mines now.
Miss the opening ceremony of the 17th edition of the Belize International Film Festival, live from UB's Jaguar Auditorium in Belmopan on Wednesday, November 6th at 7:30 p.m. Only on Channel 5, Facebook, and YouTube.
Tonight, a mother of four, Sharima Neal, is celebrating her freedom after being acquitted of the murder of 17-year-old Jasmine Patil. Back in 2016, Jasmine's body was found in Mahogany Heights Village, brutally stabbed multiple times. 5 years later, DNA evidence linked blood found in Neal's home to Jasmine, leading to Neal's arrest. The prosecution claimed the murder was revenge, as Jasmine was the last person Neal's late boyfriend contacted before his sudden death. 2 months after Jasmine's murder, Neal's house was burned down, and while pregnant, she was charged with murder. But tonight, Neal is back with her family. Her attorney, Lyndon Jones, shared the key factors that led to her acquittal.
The judge stated that the Crown did not prove beyond a reasonable doubt that she was guilty of the offense. She is now a free lady after she was claiming her innocence from the beginning. The trial was done in September. We got decision today. Trial was a short trial, 2 days. No person could have identified my client. However, the Crown relied heavily on the investigating officer and on DNA evidence. And we are of the opinion that the DNA evidence did not support the Crown's case fully, and the investigating officer did not really assist the Crown as much as they needed. We did not get a written submission today. We only got a summary and an oral verdict, but the verdict was positive for my client.
But tell us, let's go back a little bit about when this incident first occurred and your client was accused. How did they even link her, beside from the DNA, as a suspect in this murder?
My client was in a relationship with a known person to the law, and that person was lured to his death. they alleged that the last person who had communication with her deceased common law was the person that was murdered, Miss Jasmine Petillo. However, that is what the Crown wanted to state, that it was revenge, that Miss Sherima Neal had some involvement or was the main person for the murder of Jasmine Petillo due to the fact that her ex-common law was lured to her death. When they did luminol testing in the house, a little bit of blood was found in the house and it was sent out for DNA testing abroad, and that's when they found partial matches of what could have been Miss Jasmine Petillo's blood. It was not 100% certain, and therefore that is why Miss Neal was charged for the murder of Miss Jasmine Petillo. But we had discrepancies in the case as it pertains to, was it the exact house? Was it 28 where Miss Neal reside, or was it 28B, another house, or what could have been another house, as was stated in the search warrant, where they exactly found the blood is still in question. For since then, one of the houses has burned down.
After nearly 2 months behind bars, American national Gilbert Lightburn Jr. is finally a free man. The 41-year-old firefighter faced several criminal charges, including 3 counts of attempted murder, following a September incident at Shisha's nightclub in Belize City. The altercation escalated, resulting in 3 people being stabbed, which led to Lightburn's charges. However, he insisted he was only defending himself and had no intention of harming anyone. During the chaos, Lightburn was robbed of personal items, including 2 gold chains worth around 70,000 Belizean dollars. Today, Lightburn, who had been on remand at the Belize Central Prison, was brought to court where all charges were dropped, and he was declared a free man. The virtual complainants Ian and Javen Abraham, Mark Usher, and Giovanni Abraham, who Lightburn was accused of attempting to murder and using deadly means of harm against, discovered they were related to him and decided to drop all charges. Today, the Belize Defense Force proudly bolstered its ranks with the graduation of 115 new soldiers. The ceremony at Price Barracks in Ladyville was a momentous occasion, celebrating the achievements of these dedicated recruits. Among the honorees, Naomi Bucky stood out as the female champion recruit, while Jeffrey Eric earned the title of male champion recruit. Nixon Koch was recognized as the champion shot, and the champion physical training awards went to Giselle August and Kieran Cowell. Brigadier General Azaria Loria shared that the journey began with 120 recruits, though a few did not complete the rigorous training.
We started with 120, but as time went by, the weeks passed by, some of the participants started to drop out, and we had to work the standby list. All in all, I think that about 300 or so got called, and this is the result, 115. We were slated to pass out 120, but out of the 220, 5 were injured. And so far, 115 made it, and our congratulations to them. They are brand new private soldiers now.
Injured during the training?
Yes, minor injuries, but nothing major.
Last month, reports emerged of Guatemalans offering food and produce as bribes to BDF patrol commanders stationed in the remote southern border areas. Allegations pointed to 2 patrol commanders in the Machakilha community of Toledo who accepted these bribes. These commanders are now under investigation at Price Barracks. Today, BDF Commandant Brigadier General Azaria Loria disclosed that other patrol commanders in different areas are also being investigated.
Whenever other security forces are operating in the area here, aren't they bribed? You see, we are not immune to these things. The BDF, we are not immune. What we need to continue to do is to supervise, and that is what we are doing. We because of the constant patrolling in that area, we increase our patrols responding to the illegal logging reports that we got. And because of that, we kind of bumped into into Guatemalans. The Guatemalans, we have it on recording, and I believe that it has been leaked to the media too as well. That is part of our investigation. And as part of our investigation, we more or less know now that the Guatemalans are bribing our patrol commanders, and that is something that is being finalized, and it will be coming in front of me for disciplinary procedures.
Okay, so do you concede that the reason why BDF soldiers are accepting bribes by Guatemalan loggers is because when they pay too cheap, the government paid them too cheap?
No, the pay is average at this point in time.
But appropriate or average?
It is average. It is appropriate. We can survive. You know, the cost of living is going up, but that is another discussion. But can we survive on that pay? Yes, we could. We could survive. It's more than 1,000 soldiers that are getting paid, and there will be the elements, the bad guys there, that are going to come and try to extort, to bribe. If persons come, bribe, more than there are some that will take it, others that will not. They say, no, I am being taught in my force about the virtues and the values that we espouse.
Yeah.
So all the briberies, the bribes, alleged bribes, is not everybody is getting bribed. It's only one or two commanders, rogue commanders.
After the break, Belize's marine expansion plan sparks data and inclusion concerns. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
¿Eres un agricultor visionario listo para adoptar prácticas climáticamente inteligentes? El futuro de agricultura es resiliente, sostenible y rentable, y estamos aquí para ayudarte a lograrlo. Ya sea que cultives medio acre a 200 acres, DFC ofrece opciones de financiamiento accesible y un subsidio compensario de hasta $12,000 para la ventana 1 y hasta $60,000 para la ventana 2. Para que tu finca sea climáticamente inteligente, resista los impactos climáticos impredecibles y adopte prácticas que mejoren la productividad y eficiencia. Este programa es ideal para agricultores y cooperativas. Se anima especialmente a las mujeres agricultoras a aprovechar esta oportunidad. Únete a nosotros en la creación de un futuro agrícola resiliente y sostenible para Belice. Aplica ahora y da ese siguiente paso hacia un mañana más fuerte y verde.
Gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
Rising prices got you down?
Well, let Benny's lift you up in these tough financial times. Right now, get low prices on construction materials, such as lumber. And whenever you make a purchase, remember to get your B-Box, which is free money. Only at Benny's, quality and savings.
For 15 years, Oceana Belize has proudly stood alongside the people of Belize, protecting our marine habitats, safeguarding livelihoods, and ensuring that the beauty of our Caribbean Sea endures for future generations. Together, we've achieved incredible victories, safeguarding habitat from the inherently dangerous and destructive offshore oil development to increasing the use of selective fishing gear to reduce overfishing, advocating for a sustainable future for all Belizeans.
We want to always be able to fish. Oceana listened to us and made sure our voices were heard by the decision makers.
Being a wave maker has shown me the power we have when we come together for something bigger than ourselves.
I am proud to be part of a team of dedicated Belizeans who wholeheartedly believe in the people of Belize and the right to a healthy, thriving ocean.
But our work is far from done. So many challenges confront the Caribbean Sea, from the existential threat of climate change to insidious illegal fishing. Together, we will continue fighting to protect the people, Alawi, who depend on the beauty and bounty of our waters. With your support, we look forward to the next 15 years, committed to empowering communities, safeguarding marine ecosystems, and creating a future where both people and special places thrive. We're proud to stand with you for our Belize, land of the free by the Caribbean Sea.
Evening, everybody. Not one, not two, but 3 fan on, TV, and all the lights. Hey!
Small changes, like turning off lights and appliances when leaving the room, can make a big difference in your energy usage. Talk to your family about energy management today. Do a little, conserve a lot. Need help? The BEL 24/7 app has tools to get you on the right track. Download today and let's talk energy management.
Last week, a suspected drug plane was unearthed in the remote Graham Creek area of Toledo. The Belize Defense Force swiftly dispatched soldiers to investigate the scene. Today, Brigadier General Azario Loria revealed that they believe the aircraft had been there for 2 to 3 weeks, conspicuously marked with a Mexican flag.
That plane, I believe, is a Cessna 210. We discovered it by chance. We sent a patrol in that area of Graham Creek because the CSI from the CSI is a radar from the Americans that did not pick up the signal, and also our radar here did not pick it up. So it was pure coincidence and a bit of intelligence too as well that we sent that patrol at Graham Creek, and that is the result. That's what we found. And we too were responding at a recently cleared airstrip in that area. We were going to do a reconnaissance patrols, but we found the illegal airstrip and the Cessna at the same time.
So long was the plane there?
We don't know, but we believe that by what we found GPS and other equipment. I think that we found a satellite phone. So we believe that the plane was there for like 2 or 3 weeks maximum.
The origin of the plane?
We don't know.
Mexican side, I believe you found some sort of Mexican...
The origin of the plane itself, we do not know, but the plane had markings and it had a Mexican flag on it.
On November 4th, 2021, Belize signed the Blue Bonds Agreement with the Nature Conservancy to restructure debt and enhance marine conservation. The deal mandates that 25% of the country's ocean space be protected, with roughly 20% already designated as biodiversity protection zones. To meet the November 4th, 2024 milestone for target, Belize must designate an additional 5% as medium protection zones. However, concerns from fishers and experts regarding data reliability and inclusive planning highlight the need for transparency in fish stock assessments and balanced conservation efforts. Digital editor Hippolyta Novello has the following report.
The government's latest conservation proposal includes regions like Lighthouse Reef Atoll, Glover's Reef Atoll, and areas east of Bacalar Chico Marine Reserve. However, some local fishermen and other stakeholders are concerned that they haven't been properly consulted in these decisions. As Belize approaches a key deadline for its Blue Bond commitment to protect 30% of its waters, tensions are rising. Fisher folk express concern that the push to meet these conservation targets may overlook their livelihood, highlighting the need for a more inclusive approach to marine protection. Career fisherman Dale Fairweather missed the Belize City consultation while out at sea. Fairweather believes consultation should be more than procedural steps and stresses the importance of first-hand knowledge to avoid misunderstandings.
To me, it was basically a consultation just to meet their obligation to the Blue Bond. Well, I think that fishermen should attend all of these things so that they know what happened. I don't think it's a waste of time. I think it's for the fishermen to attend, because if they don't attend, then they will be blind to what's going on. Under the Managed Access Program, you're allowed to fish 2 areas. So if I don't have a license for Lighthouse Reef, I might get pushed out and can't go fish the deep water around Lighthouse Reef. Later on, then down the stretch, they might bring in rules. Because right now, they say there's no rules. But say maybe here or 2 down the road, they decide to expand the inside rules all the way out to the boundary, then I won't be able to go and fish around Lighthouse Reef in the blue water, because this law come into effect now. But right now, they say there's none. So basically, I don't know. To me, it's like a double-edged sword. You don't know. Are you worried about that? Yes, I am worried, because I'm investing in going into the deep sea fishing.
Nigel Martinez, Executive Director of the Belize Federation of Fishers, BFF, criticized the recent consultations as poorly organized and lacking essential information. According to Martinez, the Belize City meeting had minimal attendance and didn't adequately represent those fisher folks who are directly impacted by proposed marine zone expansions. He questioned the use of public consultations, suggesting it was misleading due to limited transparency, the absence of detailed management plan, and insufficient participation from the fishing community.
When you talk about public consultation, there was no public consultation there. They did not even meet a threshold. So that was alarming to me. And that's why I came to that conclusion that it was poorly organized. I would have wanted to see a management layout of the new expansion area. Each zone should have a management plan. What are the new requirements for these expansion? How will these impact the area? What is the fisheries management of that specific area? None of those were explained. They came and they made a presentation, and because the government have to meet milestone 4 based on the Blue Bond commitment, they outright don't care whether you agree or don't agree. At the end of the day, the SI is going to be implemented.
Despite the Fisheries Department's assurances that consultations are inclusive and involve diverse stakeholders, critics argue these sessions lack genuine engagement. suggesting that decisions may already be predetermined. Acting Fisheries Administrator Rigoberto Quintana points to efforts like community outreach in key coastal areas and good turnout in places like San Pedro and Kikaker, but acknowledges limitations in reaching the full spectrum of impacted fisher folk.
This process, we have at the highest level, we have the Fisheries Council, that some of this work has been, the council has been updated as this work was being done through the Coastal Zone and the Fisheries Department. And we have in that Fisheries Council, we have 4 representatives from fisher folk organizations. We have Northern Fishermen, National Fishermen, the chairman of Shonut Fishermen Association, and we have the chairman of Hopkins Fishermen Association in the Fisheries Council. With this expansion, based on the meeting yesterday, I can speak to yesterday and today that they are in support. The area will be open to those fishing activities that fishers are carrying out, and we're not restricting fishers or any other activities that happen in the general area in the marine reserves. I expect that this meeting with stakeholders will be successful because fishers, right now the sentiment is that once will not be restricted, we can continue to have access to the traditional fishing activities, then we will support this process. And the Blue Bonds is a legal agreement that the government of Belize signed. So those conservation commitments by Belize is binding to the nation.
As Belize advances its plan to expand biodiversity protection zones, BPZs, local fishers and experts question whether these initiatives rely on robust data and inclusive planning. Critics are concerned that baseline data transparency issues and limited stakeholder input might overshadow the needs of fishers and accurate assessment of marine life. Reporting for News 5, Hipólito Novello.
Earlier today, a delegation from Taiwan's Food and Drug Administration wrapped up a productive visit to Belize. Over the past 2 weeks, they conducted thorough site inspections at various shrimp farms nationwide. Belizean producers are keen to export shrimp and other fisheries products to Taiwan. Acting Director of Food and Safety Natalie Gibson noted that the Belize Agricultural Health Authority, BAHA, has been instrumental in facilitating the Taiwanese team's visit.
Our shrimp production sector was very interested in accessing this market, and it's one of the products that's included in the agreement with Taiwan. We have been exporting lobster historically to Taiwan, and so this is an effort to expand the scope of products that we can export.
And what was included in this process in terms of perhaps inspections and what have you?
So it really started out with documentation, where we had to submit a lot of documentation for them to evaluate our regulations, what authorities we have, what are our standards for the fish and fishery products, the processing, food safety standards specifically. And so we've passed that phase now and moved on to now the on-site inspection, where we have 3 FDA inspectors that came in to then physically verify inspecting our facilities. We've been to the port, airport where the exportations happen, and for the last 2 weeks now they've been on the aquaculture farms and in some of the processing facilities conducting their evaluation.
Do we know when we can either get a report or an update from them to determine whether we're export ready in terms of our shrimp products?
So, well, we have been exporting shrimp to other countries, but in terms of accessing the Taiwan market and meeting their food safety requirements, we have received a few findings, but they will actually complete their report over the next 3 months, and and then we will have a definitive answer.
At the remarkable age of 90, Henrietta Gil remains a vibrant and dedicated contributor to Belize. For decades, we've been inspired by Gil, who first gained recognition in the 90s as a pioneering boxing coach. Her influence extended beyond the ring as she played a crucial role in mediating conflicts between rival gangs in Belize City. In 2023, this spirited nonagenarian was honored with the title of Miss Y, a prestigious accolade she will hold until 2025.
I was giving up the crown in October here, the 29th, but they have expanded to May, sometime May. And so I'll be reigning from 23 to 25. And my daughters, they decide, it was a surprise for me, they decide to bring something, and you saw the card that they have there, and they decide to come and give to the children. I used to teach here many years back, and slow readers, and so I decided Holy Redeemer and Muslim. So I gave Muslim this morning, and now we are giving Holy Redeemer, giving back.
How do you feel at 90 years old still being able to contribute to Belizean society?
I feel great. You know, it brings back to me my Prime Minister, the father of the nation, because Mr. Price has been, he knew me from a child in Corozal, and he has been with us, and he shared with us, and giving back here to my children. Tell you the truth, children are my passion. When I work with the children and I get what I want, I know we are going to have a better Belize.
We are very aware that oral health is not something that's prominent a lot of times, especially in countries like these. We have people that we have been like 40, 50 years old and never been to the dentist before. So we know that at early age is when we should start, doing this. So we have we have been here in Belize now, but we did it also in Costa Rica. We had a really huge health fair where we actually treated people.
Miss Henrietta Gil, for many of us here in Belize, stands out as one of those persons who has contributed to our society in so many different ways. How does it feel to know that at 90 years old, your mom still has this drive to want to give back to her beloved Belize?
It's a great honor to know that that she is a pioneer as far as helping and giving back to society. And basically what it is God puts us here on earth for some reason, and her reason is to be of service to her human mankind.
When we return, Motorcade kicks off Garifuna's Settlement Day celebrations.
Life has taught us that certain pleasures are best enjoyed slowly. Perhaps the slow pleasure worth enjoying the most is life itself. Slow down, Belize, and enjoy your life longer.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
Take control with My Social Security, your secure online account to manage all your social security information. To create a My Social Security account, you must be 14 years or older and have a valid email address. Visit the My Social Security self-service portal at ssbportal.org.bz. Click on Create Account. Enter your date of birth and phone number. Next, verify your email address to continue. To verify, simply enter your email address and click the Send Verification button. Enter the verification code sent to your email inbox to proceed. Next, create a password that meets the requirements. Enter the name and select the reason for your account. Then click Create. Your My Social Security account was successfully created. Your information security is our priority. If you have a Social Security number, click Link My SSN to link your Social Security number to your account and activate using the steps in your confirmation email. If you do not have a Social Security number, click Register with SSB. You are now ready to truly experience social security at your fingertips.
Evening, everybody. No one, no two, but three fan TV and all the lights. Hey!
Small changes, like turning off lights and appliances when leaving the room, can make a big difference in your energy usage. Talk to your family about energy management today. Do a little, conserve a lot. Need help? The BEL 24/7 app has tools to get you on the right track. Download today and let's talk energy management.
Miss the opening ceremony of the 17th edition of the Belize International Film Festival, live from UB's Jaguar Auditorium in Belmopan on Wednesday, November 6th at 7:30 p.m. Only on Channel 5, Facebook, and YouTube.
November has just kicked off and the Garifuna Settlement Day celebrations are already in full swing. Today, the National Garifuna Council brought the streets of Belize City to life with a vibrant motorcade, marking the start of the festivities. News 5's Brittany Gordon was on the scene to capture all the excitement. Here's a story.
It's been 201 years since the Garifuna people made their way to Belize, and the National Garifuna Council is starting this year's celebration with a bang. Today, the Belize City branch hosted a lively motorcade filled with the vibrant colors and sounds of Garifuna culture. Rafael Martinez, president of the NGC in Belize City, shared more details about the festivities.
This is the advent of the national celebrations, our November celebrations. And as you rightly mentioned just a while ago, we're starting off at 3 o'clock, or maybe a little thereafter, with the motorcade. And the motorcade is actually heralding, as I mentioned before, the advent of the November celebrations for Belize City. And we're expecting quite a few vehicles to be parked outside in a short while, with the Garifuna flag, with the drums. We have about 3 or 4 drum groups from Belize City, and not to mention some of the schools who will be actually joining the motorcade. This should be something very, very, very beautiful to watch and to listen to, because, you know, whenever the drums make a little noise, everybody wants to shake their waist.
The theme for this year's celebrations is Afeda Hawame Wagucha, Afane Hawame Wanichigo, which translates to celebrating our roots, sharing our culture.
It's 201 years since the arrival of the Garifuna people here in Belize. It has been a big, big, big struggle, you know, coming all the way from St. Vincent, having fought with the British for so many years, and being rooted and set adrift. And from Balisu, where half of us died, there was 5,000 of us who were exiled to Balisu. And out of that 5,000, we had about just over 2,000, probably 2,500, who were shipped all the way to Roatan, Honduras. And well, they thought they could have killed out. It was a genocidal attempt, but it did not happen.
The motorcade kicked off at the House of Culture and looped back to its starting point, setting the stage for a night filled with dancing and feasting. The National Garifuna Council is inviting all Belizeans to join in celebrating the resilience of the Garifuna people and the vibrant community they have built over the past 200 years.
Immediately after the official ceremonies, which should last about, say, 30 minutes, we will go straight into La Rubea and some very, very other talented bands from Belize City. So it's party all night until midnight. We have Saho, we have Garifuna food, we have Garifuna music. Oh my, just come out and have some fun. And this is the first day of November, and this is the advent of our celebration, 19th November celebration. Come and learn what we have to offer until 19th of November.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Diwali, originating from the Sanskrit word Deepavali, meaning a row of lights, is a vibrant Indian festival where celebrants illuminate their homes with rows of traditional clay oil lamps. These glowing lights symbolize the triumph of light over darkness and knowledge over ignorance, creating a magical and enlightening atmosphere. In Belize, the Indian community has been observing Diwali since the festival began earlier this week.
Diwali is the festival of lights, prosperity. We have the goddess of wealth. This is our Indian New Year and Christmas, where family and friends come together. We celebrate, exchange gifts, and enjoy. It's a 3-day festival.
When is this taking place?
This is taking place, today is the final day. We have it from 3 days. It started on day before and today, yesterday and today.
Okay, so it would be Wednesday, Thursday,
and Friday. We start with Dhanteras, small Diwali, which was yesterday, and today is the actual Diwali.
Okay, so can you explain to me what's the difference between those 3 days? Because
this was where God Rama came to Ayodhya, and that's when we had the festival in 3 days. They had it in 3 days.
Okay, what type of events go for each one of those days?
The first day, Dhanteras, where everybody buys gold, they exchange gifts. And the second day is we call the small Diwali, where you light candles. And the third day where we all come together as family and we pray and we exchange gifts, have dinners, etc.
The Day of the Dead, traditionally celebrated on November 1st and 2nd, sometimes extends to dates like October 31st or November 6th, depending on the locality. This vibrant multi-day holiday brings together family and friends to honor and remember their departed loved ones, creating a heartfelt and festive atmosphere filled with memories and respect. In Belize, the Mexican Institute has erected an altar to remember the dead.
The idea of the Dia de los Muertos is that you have to believe that your ancestors, your friends, your relative, every person you love that already has passed away is not dead. Just continue their trip in another realm, and they are going to be living forever as long as you remember them. So the Dia de los Muertos is a kind of a remembrance, is to remember to enjoy the life or your ancestors and your relatives and your beloved ones. And according to the pre-Hispanic tradition, on Dia de los Muertos, they are allowed to leave the underworld or the heaven to come back to earth to spend time with the relatives and the beloved ones. So that's why we prepare the altar de Dia de los Muertos that you can see on my back. The altar have several elements. The most important, of course, is on the top is the pictures of the people that you are dedicating the altar. Usually are your relatives, your grandmother, grandmother, or even your pets, or the people who you love or admire and already started the trip to the eternal life. So you put the pictures to remember them, and then you have to put some special souvenirs, something that makes remember them special or make you proud of them. For example, could be a medal if they used to do sports and they won a race, and you keep the medal, and every time you look, you remember, oh, my grandpa was a very good athlete. So that's an important element of the altar. And also on the Dia de los Muertos, that is today and tomorrow, you have to put the food that they used to like on life, because the idea, the tradition is that their spirit is coming back and you are going to enjoy one more meal with them.
Tonight, the Bliss Center for Performing Arts will come alive with a benefit concert to raise funds for the beloved Belizean musician Sam Hamilton. The stage will be graced by performers including the legendary Mighty Lord Rayburn, who will delight the audience with a medley of hits. Organized by the Institute of Creative Arts, this heartfelt event aims to support Hamilton during his battle with illness. Kim Vasquez, the director of ICA, shares more about this special evening.
It is an initiative that came about from various musicians, mainly Dale Davis and Lord Rayburn. No? They were members of the Lord Rayburn combo, of course, and Sam Hamilton had the foundation of his musical career. That's one of the first bands he played with, was the Lord Rayburn combo, and then he would go on to have his own band, the Foreign Exchange Band. And right up until September of this year, Sam was still working. He was working out in San Pedro when he became critically ill. And you know, his vision has been failing for some years now, and it's not improving. So they came together to do a benefit concert for Sam to help him during these times with his medical expenses. And ICA and the Bliss, of course, we immediately added our support to it as well. And so tonight we have an all-star lineup. Some of his musical colleagues, you know, Santino's Messengers, Joe Lawrence, the Black Orchid Jazz Ensemble. The jazz ensemble, again, is comprised of veteran musicians that come together to play regularly there at the Black Orchid Resort. And the show starts at 7 p.m. We're asking for a contribution of $20. But more is welcome. You can make an additional donation here at the Bliss tonight. And again, all of this goes towards Sam Hamilton. We consider him one of the living legends, and his musical legacy. Like I said, he still has music in him. Who knows? We may see him take the stage tonight. He will be here tonight as well at the Bliss. He is the guest of honor. But we can never tell. I think he's telling me that he may well take the stage and give us a song or two tonight as well. Sam is one of the living legends. When we think about the era that most people remember him from, the early 1970s, of course. But as I said, he continued to play, and he's still very much a musician. And that's a beautiful thing that we have to remember, that we have this community of senior musicians, and they're still working. You know, here at Niche we call them the living legends. They're still very much active, and there is quite a community of that, and we really have to value the cultural significance, our musical heritage. As I said, you know, when we think of some of the songs from Sam, we think of that composition from Sir Colville Young, Bird's Isle. That's one of his enduring hits. We think of covers like Juanita and Molly that spark so much nostalgia and joy in us. And, you know, they've given so much to us as fans over the years. And, you know, we're asking for everybody to come out and give their support tonight as well to the benefit.
Up next in this week's episode of On the Bright Side, an added zest to your jewelry.
Gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connections. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
At RF&G Insurance, we're committed to safeguarding what matters most to you, offering coverage mile after mile. Our offices and agents located across Belize ensure that you are protected. Secure your property with RF&G Householders Comprehensive Policy. From your home to your belongings, we offer protection so you can enjoy life to the fullest. For more information on your coverage options, contact our team of experts today or visit your local agents. We'll be ready to assist. Don't forget, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Road Group company.
In Belize, we value our families, we value our communities, we value our neighbors. 90% of Belizeans think it's time for laws that protect all of us and reflect society at its best. 94% of Belizeans agree that public spaces in Belize should be more accessible to people living with disabilities. In Belize, we believe in fair treatment and supporting one another. We know that our beautiful country is at its best when we come together for the greater good. 2 out of 3 Belizeans support a new law to prevent discrimination in employment and public spaces. It shouldn't matter where we come from, who we love, or what we look like. Belizeans deserve to live our best lives. It's time for laws that protect all of us and reflect our society at its best. Equal Opportunities Bill. Belize, we're ready.
MacNav Visual Strategies, where creativity meets business. Step inside our world of innovative visual solutions. From captivating graphic design to expansive wide format productions, our services are tailored to bring your vision to life. Experience the impact of our high-quality signage and billboards, embroidery, promotional items, and professional paper printing, all designed to elevate your brand's presence. Every project reflects our commitment to creativity, quality, and client satisfaction. At MacNav Visual Strategies, we transform ideas into visual realities. Get in touch today.
Miss the opening ceremony of the 17th edition of the Belize International Film Festival, live from UB's Jaguar Auditorium in Belmopan on Wednesday, November 6th at 7:30 p.m. Only on Channel 5, Facebook, and YouTube.
This month, we're on a quest to discover Belizean handicrafts and artists whose work embodies resilience and inspiration. This week's feature on The Bright Side highlights just that, a tale of self-belief, breaking the mold, or even creating one's own, and embracing the zest for life. We had the pleasure of sitting down with Asia Gil, the creative mind behind Zest Handcraft Jewelry, to share her inspiring story. Here's more. When we think of zest, we imagine that special ingredient that infuses vibrancy and flavor into everything it touches. It's the extra spark, the perfect finishing touch that brings a concept to life. This is the essence of Zest Handcraft, a jewelry line meticulously crafted by a talented local artisan in Belize. Each piece embodies artistry, elegance, and the authentic soul of Belize. At the heart of this handcrafted line is Asia Gil, the visionary owner whose creativity and passion shine through every design.
I think you just add an extra little zest to your outfit, and the zest is something we don't use very often, and it's mostly used for food, I know, but it's that extra something that is missing that will add your personality or your statement to your day and your outfit, but your outlook and what you want to project.
Her entrepreneurial journey began nearly 5 years ago, blossoming from what started as a college hobby, a creative lifeline during her student years. What was once a pastime has now flourished into a thriving business, showcasing her passion and dedication. As she pursued her goal of becoming a forensic scientist, she found herself drawn down a path she hadn't anticipated, one that led her to the world of business and artistry.
This is definitely not what I thought I would be doing with my life. It started just basically, I would look at earrings and go like, I wonder if I could make that, and I wonder if I could make that. And then I started to make jewelry for myself. And then my mom would tell her friends, and then her friends would order earrings. And it really started as a hobby and a side job. And I did enjoy the science aspect of everything, and I love forensic science. But I am super grateful that I get to do this every day, because I never thought that I could do something, wake up and create, and use my artistic side of myself to be able to make a living.
Zest Handcraft Jewelry has blossomed into a celebrated community-based business, known for its unwavering commitment to craftsmanship. The artist behind this success, Asia Gil, is acclaimed for her meticulous handwork and unique, one-of-a-kind creations. Gil emphasizes that this distinctiveness is no accident. Each piece is thoughtfully crafted with intention and purpose, reflecting her dedication to artistry and authenticity.
But I really liked the medium, the freedom that resin gives me to, now I create my own molds. I sketch what the seasonal earrings will be, and then I get them laser cut from acrylic so that I can make my own molds. And so my designs are completely unique to Zest. So that creative freedom, and then the colors, and you can show the movement with the different colors. So I really fell in love with resin being my medium.
Like most entrepreneurs, the journey is filled with highs and lows. One universal challenge is understanding and asserting the value of both product and self. Gil acknowledges that this has been a significant hurdle, but one from which she has experienced tremendous personal and professional growth.
It was really hard for me to just believe and push and really sell my products, and it was really hard for me to price my products right, because I don't know if you've noticed all the little details, those are done by hand, and I live in a constant state of carpal tunnel. So it's really important to price your time right, and you are worth what your time, how much time you spend on your pieces. And so I kind of sold myself short a lot and said, oh, but this is just a tiny little thing, and oh, you know, people won't pay that much for earrings, and there was a lot of self-doubt, and it just, I guess it comes with time and growth. But just looking back at it now, you know, I'm very grateful for Zest for forcing me to grow as much as I have, you know, in the spotlight, out of the spotlight, but also showing me my self-worth.
The true value of these pieces lies in their exquisite craftsmanship. Each creation is a testament to the skill and dedication poured into every detail, making them not just accessories, but works of art. Each one is distinct, shaped by its own character. Zest jewelry isn't only for personal enjoyment. The seasonal pieces make thoughtful gifts too. Halloween, A favorite time for the creator brings out her creativity in unique ways. Customers are drawn to these pieces for the way they express individuality, whether to share with others or keep as a personal statement.
A lot of people say that, you know, putting on their earrings is such an important part of their day because the earrings kind of help the outfit and the outfit helps the mood, and then they get in the mood to go outside. And I never thought about that, but it's true. Even me, I never wear earrings in the house, but when I'm going out, it's like, okay, I have to put everything together and, oh, I have my cute Halloween earrings, let me put that in, and then you're in the mood to go out and conquer whatever is out there. And there's a lot out there that sometimes we need a little extra zest to help you get through it.
Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, have a happy and safe weekend. Good night.